It was a beautiful day in a monk's garden. Sun shining, blue sky, fresh cut grass, tulips blooming, flowers blooming. The sidewalk was swept, and this was all thanks to this monk's pupil, his student. And this student, every single morning for the last week, was making this garden perfect for his master. Perfect. Trimming every single bush like Edward Scissorhands, making all these great shapes so it's pristine, raking the soil, making sure the tulips are like 3 inches apart, making sure the grass was cut. He was cutting the grass with scissors and a ruler. He was sweeping the sidewalks. Everything was perfect. And after a week's work, he put in at least 60 hours just in this little garden to make everything so perfect. And he brought his master to the garden, and it was that blue sky, the sun coming in. It was like a picture out of a movie, like a scene out of a movie. And then this pupil looks at his master and asks, well, what do you think? I've been working on this for 60 hours this week. Look at the grass that I trimmed. Look at how beautifully trimmed the bushes are. Look at the tulips. Look at all the arranged colors I have. There's no dirt anywhere. There's no leaves anywhere. Everything is swept perfectly. And the master, the monk, says, it's great. It's fantastic. You did a fantastic job here. But something's missing. Something is missing. I'm not sure what. And the student looks at him and says, well, what do you mean? Everything's perfect. Like, everything's in order, just the way it should be. And the monk looks at him and he says, well, where did you keep all the leaves and grass clippings? He said, oh, they're just in a bag right here. And the master says, okay. So the monk picks up the bag and starts sprinkling it and chucking leaves everywhere and putting them on the sidewalk and throwing a bit in the garden and throwing some dead leaves over by the trees here, throwing some grass clippings all on the sidewalks. And he says, now that's perfect. This is a pretty common story, and you may have heard it before, but it completely illustrates what we may be going through in our lives every single day, trying to make our life perfect, comparing with others who seemingly have a perfect life over there, trying to avoid suffering, looking for that picture-perfect life that is so easy to chase and impossible to attain. You know what I'm saying? The monk, it was too perfect a scene. It's the dead leaves. It's the rotted log on the side. It's the one dead tulip and the other one that's coming out of the ground. It's the rebirth and the death. It's the chaos that makes life beautiful. It's the chaos and the pain and the suffering that makes us who we are. Nobody wants to live in a perfect garden. Nobody wants to walk through a perfect garden. It's too planned. It's too organized. It's too man-made and parallel. You know, if you walk through a forest, your neighborhood forest, and you see that you can tell years ago the forest was clear-cut, and then they planted new trees. How can you tell? Because all the trees are in a perfect line, one after another, 6 feet apart. And it's a boring forest to look at. It's a boring forest to walk through. The best forests are the old growth forests, where there's huge trees just taken down from the wind and the storms, and there's new trees blossoming up through the soil. And that's a package at the door. Damn it. 1 second. Package at the door. Great. So the point is, what we're chasing, which is perfection, will never happen. Perfection is right in front of you. It just depends how you look at it. Imperfection. Leaves on the ground. Chaos here. Failing a test over here. Breaking up with a girlfriend or boyfriend over here. Going through tough times with coworkers over here. It's never ending. It will literally never stop. But that's the gold in life. That's what creates growth. That's how you gain new perspectives. That's how you become a more caring, empathetic, sympathetic person. It's not by the perfect garden where you become a better you. It's with all the chaos. It's all the dead leaves. It's all the rebirth. It's all the broken branches. Stay strong. Keep being you. Aim for the imperfection.